Namaste everyone and a very warm welcome to all of you in this beautiful workshop on sigils. Today is an introductory session where we will be talking about what are sigils, what are the various ways in which we can use sigils, and we will also discuss about how do sigils work, how can sigils work for us. So let us begin. First, let us bring our attention to the name sigil. What is the meaning of this word sigil? The word sigil is a Latin term which literally means a seal or a symbol. So from today onwards, if someone asks you that alright, you are doing a course on sigil, you are doing sigil magic, you are a sigil therapist, what are sigils? What is the meaning of the word sigil? Then you can say that sigils are certain sacred symbols which can be charged, which can be energized with the help of our intention. That is a simple one-line definition of sigil. I will repeat once again. What are sigils? Sigils are certain sacred symbols which can be charged and energized with the help of our intention. Once we put our intention into the sacred symbol, it becomes a sigil, it becomes charged, it becomes energized, and it starts working for us, right? For our own benefit. So that is about the definition of sigil. Now let us understand a little bit about the history of sigil. That since how long have people been practicing this? So sigils, or the use of sacred symbols, has been in practice for a long time. Right from the ancient and early medieval century, people have been practicing this. You can take the example of any country. You can look into the history of any country, any civilization, any culture. And if you look at their historic rituals, if you look at their religious ceremonies, their auspicious ceremonies, then you will find that across cultures, across civilization, people have been using certain sacred symbols. Every time this is a popular practice, that to invoke certain spirits, to invoke certain good spirits, to invoke certain bad spirits, to do certain rituals, people have always been using certain symbols, right? So this is a popular practice right from ancient times, okay? Now, today I would also want to tell you that when we talk about symbols, sacred symbols and sigil magic, all these things, it is not always a very good thing, okay? Because history tells us that these symbols, sigils, have also been used for black magic, right? Because see, a symbol is like a tool, it is like a machine, it is like a vehicle, okay? This can carry certain good things also, and similarly it is also open to bad things. That is why we say that the intention, in the definition itself I talked about intention. It is very important that what is your intention, okay? So if your intention is good, then it becomes a positive sigil, right? But if someone tries to do something with you, right? If someone is negatively influencing you, if these type of things are there, then also you can use sigils as a protection. If you use the protection energy of sigil, then nothing negative, nothing bad can influence or touch you, okay? And those people who use sigils for bad things, okay, for black magic or negative things, then actually it is their karma. They are creating a bad karma, right? So these things, if you, any type of magic or any type of good, energy related work always comes with karma. So if you're doing it with a good intention, then it is going to multiply your happiness. But if you're going to do it with a bad intention, with a bad thing in mind, then it is going to multiply the bad effects, okay? And as the workshop progresses, I'll also be teaching you that how to protect yourself, right? If someone is doing anything bad, negative or black magic kind of a thing, how to use sigils as a means of protective shield, okay? So that is also very much a part of this workshop. Anyway, so that was a little bit about the history of sigils, that right from ancient times and medieval times, people have been using this, sometimes for certain evil things, sometimes for positive things. But yes, sigils have always been popular, and they have been popular across history. In fact, many times people say that When we talk about energy things, like we talk about Zebu symbols or we talk about runes, they are also sigil. Any symbol, any sacred symbol which has been drawn, which is there for any type of energy work, is actually sigil. So Zebu symbols are also a type of sigil. Runes are also a type of sigil, right? So that is a little bit about the history of sigil. Now let us talk about today, that how should we use sigils? How can we use sigils to maximize our benefit? So we can use sigils for wish fulfillment, for manifestation. Whatever we want to manifest, we can do that with the help of sigil. Okay, so we can say that currently we are using sigils for manifestation. We are using it for the law of attraction, right? Whatever we want to attract in our lives, whatever possibilities and opportunities we want to attract, we can do that with the help of sigil. Now let us understand that how does sigil work? What is the logic behind sigil? How do they actually work and affect our lives? This happens because sigils, they directly connect to our subconscious mind. What is our subconscious mind? Subconscious mind is that part of our mind which has 90% of our mind's power. So you can understand, out of 100%, 90% power lies with our subconscious mind. It is that powerful. And sigils are powerful because sigils directly connect to our subconscious mind. Now let us talk a little bit more about subconscious mind. Like I said, it has 90% of the powers. So your subconscious mind is going to decide what kind of life you're going to live, what kind of opportunities you're going to attract, what kind of habits you're going to inculcate, what type of things you're going to pay more attention on. So all these things are decided by the subconscious mind. You can say that our subconscious mind is like a magic soil, okay? Whatever seed is planted there, it becomes a reality. It turns into a tree, right? So if you plant good seeds, if you plant positive seeds, then you will attract positive things. If you plant negative things, let's say a seed of worry or a seed of guilt, seed of sadness, seed of fear, then you will attract these things, okay? So whatever, this is the thumb rule, whatever goes into the subconscious mind will become a reality. The subconscious mind is going to constantly connect with the universe and it will attract all possibilities and all opportunities to ensure that whatever is there in the subconscious mind, that will become a reality, okay? So sigils directly speak to our subconscious mind. Now it is also important to understand that how do things enter the subconscious mind, right? Because we now know that whatever enters the subconscious mind, that becomes a reality, right? So now how to make sure, how to understand what is entering in our subconscious mind? See, whatever we keep thinking, okay, whatever we keep thinking, whatever we keep seeing, so we have our five senses, right? Whatever we are seeing, whatever we are hearing, okay, whatever we are touching, whatever we are exposing our five sense organs, okay, that information is entering within us only through these five ways. There is no other way. Information enters within us only through these five ways, through our five sense organs, right? Now, whatever we continuously see, whatever we continuously think about, that enters our subconscious mind, right? So through our five sense organs, whatever we are constantly thinking, those thoughts, those things are going to get accumulated into the subconscious mind. So that is why when we talk about the uses of sigil, okay, so sigil is something which we will constantly see with our eyes. As the workshop progresses, I'll be telling you what are the different ways of using sigils. Like sometimes we just have to keep staring and meditating at the sigil. So what is happening when we are meditating? We are applying our sense organ, right? So information is getting inside us through our eyes. We are staring at it. We are meditating at it. So that is why it is getting settled in our subconscious mind, right? Many times there is a practice that you have to touch the sigil. You have to touch and energize it. So you're using the touch. You're using the sense organ of touch. So you're using this route through which information is entering the subconscious mind. Okay. So like this, there are various practices. Sometimes you destroy the sigil and whatever the ash is, you just burn, you just sprinkle the ash into the universe, right? So this is also a popular way. So basically sigils are ways through which we can activate our subconscious mind so that it can help us in achieving our goals. Okay, both short term as well as long term goals. So that is how the logic of sigil, that how do sigils work. Then you can say that sigils directly connect with our subconscious mind, and that is why it is a popular practice, and that is why it is very effective and it actually works. Okay, so that is how the sigils work. Now let us understand that in the modern times what is the use of sigil. Okay, so many companies, like I'll give you example, like the logo of the brand logo of Nike, the brand logo of McDonald's, they are nothing else but certain sigils. So many people, they make their own signature, they make their company logo, they use their signature also in the form of a sigil. Okay, so these are the different ways in which sigils have been used, because like supposing you can as the workshop progresses, I'll teach you also. Supposing you are creating a sigil to attract more customers. Okay, so then you create that sigil. Okay, it becomes a symbol. You create that symbol and then you attach it to your visiting card, or you attach it in your pamphlets or your office logo, so that whenever a customer sees that, automatically the customer's mind will get programmed and he will want to buy your goods. He will want to take your services, right? So many times people also get the sigil embossed on their visiting cards, on their play cards, so that they can attract. It is basically a means through which you can fulfill your wish. You can say that a sigil is a symbol where you have hidden your intention. Okay, whatever your wish is, whether it is to multiply your sales, to attract customers, you have put that intention and it is like a secret symbol. Okay, so that once the customer sees that symbol, automatically he or she would be inclined and he would want to buy your goods and services, right? So this is one example. Another thing can be, you can use sigil to attract love in your life. Supposing there is certain complications within the family, there are certain peace issues, trust issues, there's some issue in your relationship. With the help of sigil magic, you can also harmonize this. You can also bring peace and happiness in the relationship, right? You can charge water with sigil. You can make your partner drink. You can drink. So when you're charging water, that time you're involving the sense organ of touch, right? Which again is going to connect to your subconscious mind, right? So like this, you can use the sigil magic to attract the love energy, to attract the money energy. You can also use it to attract to attract money, right? You can also use it for various things. If you want to protect yourself, then you can use it. If you want to increase your sales, then you can use it for various types of things, for power, for concentration, for focus. For many things you can use the power of sigil, even to heal yourself. If you have any type of pain, okay, whether it is physical pain or psychological pain, then you can use sigil magic for that. If you want to give energized sigils for someone else is very sick in your family, someone else is struggling from depression, from anxiety, and you want to give some sigil to them, you want to give some healing to them, this is also possible through sigil magic. Okay, so that was it today. Broadly we have discussed that what are the scenarios in which we can use the sigil, how do the sigils work. Okay, now today I will also discuss a little bit about the types of sigil. There are predominantly, broadly classifying, there are two types of sigil. One is sigils which are already made. Okay, like you can get that a particular sigil is there for Archangel Michael, a particular sigil is there for different types of angels, a particular sigil is there for money. Okay, if you do an internet search, you will get all of these things. Already in this world there are people who have created a lot of sigils. Okay, they will say that this is the sigil to attract this energy. Okay, so certain sigils already exist. Okay, that is type 1. And in type 2 we have the sigils which we can create. Yes, we ourselves can also create our own sigil. Okay, so there are two types of sigil, one which are already created, and the type 2 is which we can create as per our own needs and preferences. Yes, we can create whatever we want, We can also emboss it. We can also secretly put the intention in the sigil and we can create it. In this workshop, we will be discussing both. I'll also be telling you about certain popular sigils, and I'll also tell you about how you can make your own customized sigil, because that is even more popular, right? That is even more powerful. If you're making your own sigil, that also becomes very, very powerful. Okay. Now, one disadvantage of using the type 1 sigil is that, if you're just doing a Google search and you are Googling that what is the sigil for money, okay, what is the sigil for health, what is the sigil for healing pain, and the Google search will show you certain sigils. Now, if you just blindly start using them, you don't know that the person who created this sigil, what is that person's intention, okay? You don't know that. So sometimes we say that using sigil from someone else can become, it is a little risky, because you don't know what intention the other person has secretly put into the sigil. So that is why if you're using someone else's sigil, you be very, very careful. I will always recommend, even in my personal life, I always believe that, we should we should create our own sigils, okay? Or if you're borrowing sigil from someone, make sure that you are borrowing it, you are taking the sigil from a very, very trustworthy person who does not intend to harm you, okay? So that is one disadvantage, that just from the internet, don't just pick up the sigils and don't just start using them, okay? It is important for me to tell you this. Now, since we're discussing this, let me tell you another secret about sigil. Supposing you have created one particular sigil, okay? Let's say that you have created, I want to be happy, healthy. Okay, this intention you have created, with this intention you have made a sigil. Now, however many times you use this, okay, it becomes more and more powerful. If you're using this 7 times, 21 times, if you're using this more and more number of times, it becomes more and more powerful. Let's say you are using this. Now you give this sigil to your friends, or together all of us are doing this workshop, and supposing in tomorrow we make a particular sigil and then all of you are using that, okay, then it becomes, that particular sigil becomes more powerful. Any sigil becomes more powerful, any symbol, spell or sigil becomes more and more powerful the more number of times it has been repeated, the more number of times it has been used. So this is also something which you can remember. So that is why you choose, whenever you're creating sigil, you treat them with the intention that you're going to use it again and again, okay, until you actually attract whatever you are wishing for, okay. So that was it. Today we broadly understood, it was an introductory session on what are sigils and what are the types of sigils and what are the different ways of using it and how do they actually work for us, how they can energize our subconscious mind, which is constantly connected to the universe, and that is why sigils can be used for manifestation, for wish fulfillment, any type of wish, right? Any type of wish, and it can be used as a powerful tool of law of attraction. That was it for today's session. Today's session ends over here. Thank you, everyone.